What is up, everybody? I'm Courtney. Sean's running late as usual. Not a surprise. Whatever. Uh, yes, as we prepare to speak about all things paranormal, and we prepare for all of our guests to join us tonight. After this show, we are jumping on a Christmas special with the freaking awesome paranormal show. So make sure you tune in at 9 o'clock. Wait for my co-host to arrive, fashionably late as usual. And yeah, how's everybody doing? Hopefully good. Yes. Sean said I'm not allowed to talk about anything Christmas because we're talking about Christmas on Ryan's podcast. So I will refrain from talking about anything Christmas related. Although there are 17 terrifying origins behind Christmas, I will wait until our Christmas special with the freaking awesome paranormal show. Hey, Michael. Ma, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. But I will tell you, Mom, I found an excellent spot for the succulents. They are sitting right on my entertainment center where I can see them every day. Shonda, hey girl, hey. It was so good seeing y'all in Gettysburg, and I feel so bad that I completely spaced the fact that you guys were coming down there too, because we could have got up and got dinner or something. But there's always a next time. Always. And I'm looking forward to November. Super exciting. So far, 2025, we have collaborated with Fredericksburg Paranormal, and we have created a travel team for our investigations. I happen to think that it is an awesome team. I might be partial to the people that are a part of it, but 2025 is shaping up to be an excellent year. Somebody asked me earlier if I was going to discuss it on my podcast. So, yes, I am going to talk a little bit about it on the podcast. We've got some tentative dates for some new locations that are fresh for Sean and I, and one confirmed date and it's been posted, so I can say it here. November 8th, we are teaming up with Fredericksburg Paranormal, and we are going to tackle as much of Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum as we possibly can. So that's going to be super cool. Hey, Chuck, yes, 2025 is going to be awesome. In May, we will be investigating a new location that's local to us. I'm not sure if I can publicly put out the location itself, but Chuck, you already know I want a free investigation somewhere, and that has been booked for May. Once I get more dates, I will definitely send out a list to everybody, and we will go from there. Octagon Mansion at 585. Debbie, hey. That is a part of our 2025 schedule. I'm hoping to do that one weekend in January, so next month coming up. So we'll be kicking off 2025 at the Octagon Mansion. This weekend, and of course, in between all this, we will still be hosting our public events at Old City Cemetery here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Cemetery dates back over 200 years. And the history behind it is just crazy. So if you've yet to jump on one of our tours, well, I don't want to call it a tour because it's definitely an investigation. I'm not touring anybody. But if you have yet to jump on one of our investigations, please do so. We've got one coming up this Saturday, which Howie tipped his top hat will be joining us for. So this is going to be an excellent night. We've got some excellent people that are joining us and that have secured their spot on our investigation. And for those who don't know, we run our public investigations a little bit differently. You, my fine people, are the... Oh, and Sarah's going. Yay! I'm so excited. I did not know. Yay. I'm super excited now. I was already excited how he was joining us, but then I find out his better half, Sarah, is joining us too. So I'm super excited for that. Yay. But anyway, for those that have not joined us on one of our investigations. We run them a little bit differently. You become the investigator. If you don't have equipment and you want to use the equipment that you see all the cool ghost hunters on TV use, come join us. We have it. It's here for you to borrow, to utilize. We will go over a brief tutorial on how to utilize each piece of equipment, and then we set you free with a guide, of course, so you aren't just lost. Oh, Jesus. Mom, help.
Hello, everybody.
This is my co-host, Sean. Looks just like him.
Hello.
Oh, my.
We live, baby. Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel. Let me just pray for a
This
second,
is
y'all.
Hill City Paranormal in the house.
It's the same color. You want to do a side-by-side resemblance for all the people? This is our newest haunted. Look, it's his son. We had a child.
This is Dewambus.
Oh my God. Get that spooky thing out of my face. Lois, hey. Oh my God, it's got glasses. Taylor's laughing at you.
Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing, Taylor?
Taylor, I heard you abandoned ship. Yes, it looks just like him, doesn't it? Oh my God, Mom is laughing. Howie is laughing. Yes, Howie. Oh, Carrie sent a direct shot. Said it's better looking.
Carrie needs glasses.
She wears glasses.
Exactly. She ain't got them on.
Lois is laughing. But no, this is. Can somebody go in the comments and tell me what this is? I know what it is, but I want to test y'all's knowledge. This is our newest antique shop find. They
gonna flag us for being racist up in here.
I don't really know what to say about this fine gentleman. All I know is to analyze. He's got a really fancy coat on.
And Mom, you cannot answer as to what that is called.
He's got some real fancy pants on. Look at this long coat. Like he's got a tailcoat on. Like
I should put a K.
Better yet, let me ask this question. Has anybody seen the movie Tales from the Hood? Okay. I'll set my newly found antique fund.
You should put a K2 on them.
Oh my God. Taylor, I'm so sad. So sad.
Yeah, Taylor. We're gonna miss you there, buddy.
Just, we're
gonna really miss Taylor. If y'all don't know
Oh my God.
No.
No, Debbie, but
yes, I know what that is, but no.
This is not a lawn jockey.
Mom said he's wearing karate pants.
He is wearing karate pants. Howie says it's a lawn jockey. It's not a lawn jockey.
Not a lawn jockey.
It does resemble.
Are typically metal or ceramic, or there's something in there in people's yard. It starts with a G. We'll put it that way. What's up,
FPRI in the house. And I want to go back up here. Howie, I did see your comment about it's her graduation weekend. What a better way to spend it than with us? A Jocko?
No.
I'm going to start calling you a Jocko.
Good God almighty. See how I get treated over here?
Hey, Ryan. We're going to see you here shortly.
What's up, Ryan? Mr. Ryan Jones.
For those that are just tuning in.
Totally awesome.
This is Dewambus, Sean's son.
Yeah, it's our co-host tonight.
Terry, that's Sean. This is Sean's son.
We've been real offensive up in here tonight.
They look.
We're gonna lose some followers.
You see the resemblance? FPRI said it's a gnome. No, not a gnome. But gnome does start with a G. That is a good guess. Your dad's a military Marine pants. So
that's what Dad looked like in the Marines, Mom?
For those who don't know.
Did his jacket just change color? Okay.
Hold him.
This is my buddy right
Becky said he's adorable.
I like this guy.
Debbie said a great uncle maybe, but not your son.
Yeah, he's a little old to be my son.
Terry, he had an affair with another woman, clearly.
Yeah, this guy's probably about 80 years old, 80 to 100 years old, possibly. I'm thinking. If I had to guess.
All right. Believe it or not, contrary to the popular belief, this fine gentleman is known as a gollywog. That's Golliwog. Okay, gollywog. He actually came as a part of the anti-black imagery. Okay, for those that don't know. So no, it's not a racist piece of history. But typically it's a male. Typically it's dressed in a jacket, trousers. Typically it has a bow tie, a stand-up collar of some sort. There's his little bow tie. Little, if I pop his collar, okay. He was very popular in England, other European countries. He's found on a variety of items: postcards, jam jars, paperweights, brooches, wallets, perfume bottles, puzzles, and the list goes on and on. Okay. So Europeans, though, over the years have debated whether or not the gollywog is a lovable icon or a racist symbol. Currently, there are gollywogs featured in the Jim Crow Museum for those that, want to go actually see one, unless you have the luckiness of finding them in an antique shop. But he began life in the late 1800s. In New York, actually. So, yeah, but it was based on a black doll that an author had played with as a small child, and then the doll was mistreated by the children, and so she wrote a book about it. But yeah, supposed to have unruly hair.
So I'm gonna guess this guy's probably about 100 years old. I'd say 80 to 100.
A lot of them, though, back when they became popular, a lot of them were handmade for children by their parents. Many thousands,
might be
actually.
a little older than that, though.
But then a manufacturing company picked it up and actually named their company Gollywog Dolls. And all three of them were from Germany. And they started selling these dolls and distributing them out into the public. Today, if you find an original Steph Company Gollywog doll, okay, it can sell for upwards to 10 to 15,000, making them the most expensive Gollywog collectibles. So the 1970s,
I got lucky with this.
Yeah, they made them look a little bit different, but yeah, so it's a Gollywog. Love the way we got blurry. How do we fix it?
You got to do it like this. You got to put the gollywog up there. here's how you fix it. You got to go.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
His name is Junior. There you go. Sean, you're sipping that liquid from liquid form PB&J.
Peanut butter and jelly juice.
Let's ask those boys in Chicago. Becky said, wow. So yes, we have some history that we need to do on the gollywog. We need to find out if it's a Steph Company gollywog, which I don't see like a tag on this fine gentleman.
You probably won't find a tag on him.
But I definitely will be looking into that, because if I find out that I've got a $10,000 doll.
And to those of y'all who think I'm being racist, I do have a whole collection of Raggedy Ann dolls too. Before you hit the unlike button.
It's not a secret you like white women. Okay, guys. All right. Get rid of the gollywog. You should have never brought him in here, okay?
Y'all should know by now that we don't have no sense over here.
Jesus, take the wheel.
We're very offensive and unruly people.
Yo, I've been at work all day, and I'm tired.
Anyway, let's get to the paranormal talk.
Yeah. Well,
we've gotten to the rude and offensive.
And did you hear that plot twist, Howie? He has them all locked in a cabinet.
Oh God, they're gonna send the police over here now.
Yeah,
I'm going to jail.
They're all behind glass.
They're gonna put me in cuffs. But let's get to the ghost stuff.
Well, I already talked about all of our events. I talked about our upcoming.
Mom says her Raggedy Ann is haunted. I have no doubt of that.
No, her Raggedy Andy is haunted.
Yeah, you got Raggedy Andy, Mom.
Yeah, you took away Raggedy Ann's husband and put it on your sofa.
Yes, ma'am, Debbie. I think you and I had a long, good talk about offense. Debbie, I will say this. Debbie Cushman and I sat down and had a long conversation about life. We were just talking about everything. And yes, if she says it's our show and we're allowed, then I'm going to go with that. We talked about a whole lot of different stuff, offensive stuff, funny stuff, sad stuff, conspiracy. I think we talked about every subject that you could cover the last time we sat down and talked. It was a great conversation.
Hey, Emily.
I miss you guys. That's a great conversation we had there, Debbie. Great conversation. Absolutely.
Yeah, today's generation is soft.
Very soft.
We had this conversation at work.
A 21-year-old is going to watch this show and see this and find everything wrong.
Oh, my God. We're going to get fact checked.
They're going to see everything wrong. I can't believe he's got that doll.
We're going to be a part of the cancel culture.
The truth is, I collect old dolls. I do. I know I'm grown. I know I'm a dude. I know that's weird, but I collect old dolls. So I go antiquing as a hobby. And if I find an old doll in good shape, I buy them either for myself or for my mother. And that's just what we do.
Michael agrees. This generation is soft.
Yeah, the generation is very soft. Let's get off of that stuff for now. Let's go to the good stuff. The reason why some people tune in. Some people tune in because we're silly as hell. But
they tune in to find out what the hell you're bringing to the podcast.
What am I bringing to?
Yes, you just brought in a gollywog.
So every week, should I bring in something new?
Please don't co-sign this, you guys. Please.
Hey, if y'all want me to bring something interesting to the podcast every week, we'll do that. I've got a lot of interesting collectibles. But I will say the most interesting places that we've investigated recently, we've been catching a lot of really cool evidence.
A lot of EVPs.
A lot of the EVP game has changed thanks to John Sullivan. With
Debbie said you can pick a doll out at the mansion to add to your collection.
Oh, I appreciate that. I really do. But the EVPs have been crazy lately. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because John Sullivan put me on and convinced me to find me that Panasonic recorder. But it started getting crazy when we did the Appomattox Auto Works, and it was crazy out there with EVPs. And even Chuck called me today and was like, "Man, it's gotten crazier since we left there." He works there, and he said he was closing up tonight and heard a voice call his name, and it appeared to be the same voice that we caught on EVP. And I was like, "Interesting. Can't wait to get back out there." So Chuck, we need to get back out there very soon and see what we get. But in the comments as I'm talking, what are y'all opinions? Again, with these EVPs, I'm hearing a lot of other teams have been catching EVPs lately. A lot of spirit box activity. So, we went to Gettysburg, even Dinner with the Ghost. We co-hosted the event with Dinner with a Ghost, the Cushmans, John and Debbie. And the EVPs at the Gettysburg Academy were crazy. But the craziest EVP I've caught recently was we were in Gettysburg, and we were with Gettysburg Paranormal in a house. And what did you say?
It was the Hanover Street house, and I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was something to the effect of, okay, so you got to back it up and tell the story. So we're sitting downstairs, and I had a REM pod upstairs in the hallway, just unattended. Hey, Paul.
Good to see you, Paul.
So the REM pod, apparently, while I was under doing the Estes method, I was getting a lot of kind of, I think I got fuck you.
You actually went to a whole story about the Civil War, actually.
I don't really remember.
I know you did.
But people's names were getting called. I got the coolest. For those that know, we Civil War reenact. The coolest one that I remember that stands out when I was listening on the Estes method was I got oh my god, what was it? It was ready.
You said ready. You said ready, aim, fire.
Yeah, but it was like in an actual like battle.
And then you
voice.
said load right after that.
Yeah, like it was really crazy. It was really cool to hear. But anyway, we got a lot of kind of negative stuff. Well, apparently while I was under, the REM upstairs started going off. So we made our way after the Estes session upstairs, and I proceeded to communicate with who I believe was a gentleman in the hallway. He was pretty much responding to all of my requests to touch and let go of the
we got Brian Elder in the house.
Hail Brian freaking Elder, the legend himself.
Legend. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's okay. Yes, Paul. Gettysburg is awesome. So anyway, so whatever I was communicating with in the hallway, like I said, I believed it to be a male figure of some sort. I was getting the feeling of a male presence, responding to all of my requests to touch and let go of the REM pod. At the same time, if you guys go to Gettysburg and you jump on one of Spooky's public investigations, you can, well, I don't know, because I think it's over in January, but they have a current location called the Hanover House, and there's a hallway, and then down at the end of the hallway is a bedroom on both sides. I kept seeing shadows in the bedroom that I was facing, and so Sean put a GS2 facing this chair, and there were times when we actually saw the grid light black out and then come back to. So there was definitely something in there. So Sean took his EDI box and stuck it on the chair. When you, and the only reason I didn't go into this bedroom is because I actually asked the man in the hallway if I had permission to enter the room. Could he respond by touching the REM pod? And nothing happened. So I said, if you want me to stay out of the room, can you touch the REM pod and let me know? And the REM pod, beep, 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 beep. So I chose to respect the spirit at that point, stay out of the room. Well, downstairs, while I was under, I was getting a lot of things about money. We were getting a lot of like direction towards money. I got money, gold, hidden money, a treasure, things like that. So I started, kind of capitalizing on that. I'm like, is there hidden money in this house? Where is it at? Is it in the floorboards? Is it in the walls? So we proceeded to have a conversation amongst ourselves and pretending like we were going to get a sledgehammer and bust open the walls and we were going to get the loot, right? We were going home with that money. At this particular moment, it really seemed to piss off whatever spirits were in that house, because Sean's EDI box was going nuts in the chair with EMF and geophone detection in the chair. The REM pod in the hallway was going crazy.
The GS2 was
GS2 was lighting up. There was all kind of blue cold spots. And red. And when you asked it to come closer, it came closer. So Sean said, I'm going in the room. I said, you need to stay out of that room because the spirit said, like, we can't go in the room. Sean said, I'm going in the room. Somehow we made our way over to the room. We proceeded to do a group EVP session, and I asked a question, and I can't remember my exact words, pertaining to, is it okay that we're in your personal space? And is that your favorite chair? And what happened?
You got on the EVP, it
clear as day
said fuck off.
Like a British accent. It was like, fuck off. But it was very clear, very, very clear.
It was like a voice. It wasn't a whisper. It was a voice. It was a female voice.
Yeah, she did not like the fact I was in her room. And we got several other EVPs that night. When we asked questions about, is the money still here? Clear as day, we got yes. We asked, can we take the money with us when we go? Is the money in the attic? No. Things like that. So There was just a lot of freaking EVP active. Now, where are you going?
Gotta get better.
Oh, Lord. He's running away. But there's just been like an influx of ramped up EVPs that we've been getting. And even prior to that, you know, at the Gettysburg Academy, we had somebody when we were hosting our investigation, she was sitting up in the attic. And in the attic was like a little side table, a Raggedy Ann doll, and a trunk. And she was over on the side of the attic, sitting on the floor in front of the Raggedy Ann doll by herself. And I had set a REM pod on the table and just left it, and it hadn't gone off all night. So we were all on the other side of the room. They were getting GS2 activity. We were on the other side of the room, but I was keeping an eye on this girl because she was a little bit scared. She told me she was a little bit scared. So I was kind of keeping an eye on her, you know, making sure she's okay, because we certainly don't want anybody on any of our investigations to be scared.
You're talking about the academy, right?
Right. Yeah. So just as soon as I said, I don't think, you know, I think she'll be okay, I'm going to turn around, the REM pod starts going off. Out comes a scream. I turn around, I see her barrel rolling across the floor, and I felt so terrible that I took my eyes off her for a brief moment, because I'm like, oh my God, this girl is really scared. So I went over there with her, and she said, something's telling me to pick up the Raggedy Ann doll. And so she picked it up and she cradled it like a baby. And at that point, whatever was in the corner by her proceeded to communicate with her. I taught her kind of how to investigate with a REM pod. And she, at that point, took on communicating with an unseen force that decided they wanted to communicate with her and her only.
Must have been attracted to her somehow.
So, you know, I don't know if it was a child spirit. I'm not sure. But she, afterwards, she thanked me and she said, you know, I wasn't scared anymore. And she said she was just drawn to that Raggedy Ann doll. So I thought that was a cool story with the Gettysburg Academy.
The Academy was hot.
Of course, whenever
in the attic.
A spirit tells me to fuck off, I think that's hilarious. You know, so let's see. Brian said, I told you about the old house in the well at my uncle's old property in Red House. I wasn't a believer until then. It needs investigating. Brian, we will come out there. Just say when and where.
Well, Brian's got to get permission first. We got to.
Yeah, we're free.
We kind of talked about it last time.
We're free any weekend day.
I would love to go out there and chat with him. What's going on? We got Samantha from Wyoming in here. But I'm glad the legendary Brian Elder, the guitar man, joined us tonight. It's always an honor to talk to Brian. But yeah, like the activity that we've been getting, especially on the EVPs, man, have just been ridiculous. I know some people just don't care. Some people don't look as deep into it as I do. Some people may not even think about it as much. But me, I'm always digging and trying to figure out stuff. I'm trying to figure out why the one recorder will pick up so much stuff and so many voices, and other recorders,
anything and everything, Sam.
And other recorders don't pick up as much. I'm doing several tests with several recorders to see what's happening. But I just noticed here lately, most haunted locations I go to, and you know, the spirits are communicating on these recorders pretty well. I'm not sure if it's the chip in them, or is it frequency? Is it the decibels?
Yeah, we've had that discussion.
But here lately, it seems like we're getting a lot of activity wherever we go. Brian, you don't see a problem? You got to talk. Yeah, Brian. If you run into that landowner, let me know. I'd love to go up there. There's a lot.
I don't know about investigating a creepy well. Like last time I saw a creepy well was when I saw The Grudge. Although the well at Rainworth is kind of creepy. There was a team that said they heard sloshing around in the well at Rainworth.
Really?
And there was like nothing in there. Like they shined a flashlight and there was nothing there, but it was like the water was moving and there was a sloshing. I'm telling you, a black-haired girl crawls out at me, we gonna be fighting.
Didn't that happen in Scary Movie where the girl came out the TV and they got fighting? Yeah. What's up, Daryl Paulette?
Tell Oz to get in here, Sam. Hey, Daryl.
We got
I wasn't
Bedford
sure.
Paranormal in the house.
I wasn't sure if I could announce the location of my May investigation or not. So right now it's under wraps. Tell Oz to go ahead and be a rebel and get in here. Let's hear about his story.
We got, the man himself from Clover Hill, Bedford Paranormal in
The
here.
spirit of Clover Hill.
Clover Hill was a good investigation with us as well. It was just, we had to do it again in the spring. The summertime, it was, woo. For me, it was rough. But once it cooled down, and we were all right.
Yeah, it's Clover Hill. Daryl, I love the location, but good God, I am not investigating that location in the middle of July again.
maybe
no.
March or April.
Yes, no July. Like I was about to die. But the cool, yeah, I didn't say anything. The cool part about Clover Hill was you could be, so there's several buildings on their property that you have the opportunity to investigate.
Big property.
And one of them is a cabin and the other one is a chapel. So Naya and myself were in the cabin, and absolutely, Brian, Naya and myself were in the cabin, and we were getting some pretty decent hits on cat balls, REM pods.
Y'all got a lot of REM pod activity in the cabin.
Things like that in the cabin. But when we were getting ready to like end our investigation, I think Sean and the rest of the team were in the blacksmith shop. Naya and I, they have like a picnic table sitting outside of the cabin. And we were taking a break at the picnic table, getting a snack, getting a drink. And there were some very strange noises from inside the chapel. So at one point, there was such a loud bang that I thought that something knocked over Sean's entire tripod setup with his camera. So Naya and I think it was Chad, went over to go see what was going on, like what knocked the camera over, and the camera was still standing. Everything in there was exactly as we saw it when we went in there. Nothing was on the floor at all, but it was such a significant loud noise from inside the chapel that it makes me wonder, like, what that could have been.
What about that loud growl we heard?
Yeah, you guys see it. And again, that goes back to the phantom cannon fire that we were talking about. I did not hear the growl. You guys did. No, I did not hear the growl. You guys did.
That growl was loud. I thought it was a bear, honestly. But we looked, we didn't see nothing. But it was loud. I think Chuck heard it.
Yeah.
Did any of the women hear it? Did Carrie hear it? I don't think Carrie heard it either.
So, Brian, I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen any UFOs. We do have on our team a ufologist named Chad. This is his specialty. This is what he does. If you call him and you tell him that there is a UFO or a UFO sighting or alien sighting, he's going to be there. Like, end of story. He's been doing this for, I think, didn't he say something like 20 years or something?
Yeah, Chad's been
he's been a ufologist. That's his passion. That's his forte. Shonda said the chapel door handle was pulled from my hands. So there is something in the chapel. So the chapel, Sean did an Estes session for the very first time. And that was very emotional for us. It was more of a personalized experience that I don't really have time to go into detail, but it was a personalized experience directed at Sean from a loved one who had crossed over. But while we were in there, we were stirring up what we believe to be a very angry pastor of some sort. So he was not happy we were there. I told him I'm not Baptist. Like, this is, my personal belief. He didn't seem to like that. But yes, Ozzy, I want to hear the craziest thing. Your mom said the craziest thing happened to you. Tell me about it. Hey, Karen.
What's up, Karen?
Michael, we heard footsteps coming down the aisle towards us in the chapel.
What's up, Ozzy? Oz, man.
See, there's something in that chapel. I'm going to figure out what it is.
It was something going on in the chapel. I just couldn't put my finger on what it was. No equipment went off or anything, but
we did have a team member that was hearing like an angry pastor So like almost yelling like that he wasn't happy that we were there, like get out, you know.
Well, when Chuck and Carrie when I was in the blacksmith shop, we went back and saw the camera, and there was a light that just flew around them. I actually ended up calling Daryl and asking him about that. There was no lightning bugs that we saw and that would have been in there. And this wasn't like a light from a lightning bug. So Clover Hill, had some crazy stuff going on in there.
And Sam, Ozzy will find the more he does this, the more crazy stuff that he will see. Jessica said, I got the most activity in the chapel, schoolhouse, and the cabin at Clover Hill. Oh, I didn't know you went to Clover Hill, Jessica. That's awesome. The chapel for sure. The schoolhouse, the only thing that creeped me out were those mannequins. Like when you cut off all the lights, those things are there.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't make it in the schoolhouse because your boy was really hot.
Oh my God, it was so hot.
I was sweating like a runaway slave with no papers.
I know. Can we not?
I was hot. I didn't make it in the schoolhouse.
All right, Ozzy.
I wanted to go though.
Ozzy said when we were in Rollins at my aunt's, I went to sleep and then I had to go to the bathroom and there was a girl sitting in the other room. What was she doing? Who was it? I have so many questions.
Did she see you or speak to you?
Yeah, good question.
Ozzy might have some kind of.
He might have a gift.
He might be like a medium or something, and he's just coming into his skills. Like
Ozzy might have something.
Ozzy might,
the Oz man.
He saw his grandfather that passed away. And then,
yeah, Daryl, don't laugh at me. Oh, or he's laughing at the runaway slave.
With no papers. But yeah, Ozzy might have some kind of gift, man. I don't know.
So your dad did see a UFO, Brian?
Well, see, his dad came from Vietnam era. And that's when the government was doing a whole lot of underhanded stuff.
Experimental.
And his dad was in the Air Force. The Air Force has a lot of secrets with stuff like that. So ain't no telling what your dad saw, Brian, when he was over the, when he was in his days in the Air Force.
Ozzy said he saw her and he was like, no, I'm out.
Yeah, Brian, your dad being in the Air Force, I'm sure there was like again, in that time, like the 60s especially, the government was doing a whole lot of underhanded, shady stuff. And there's a whole lot of conspiracy with the Air Force and that UFO stuff. I don't know a lot about it. Me personally, I haven't really seen much UFO activity. The closest thing to the space stuff that I can get into, by Karen, was we were investigating with Lost Souls one night at 666 Bridge. And I saw a meteor for the first time.
Oh my God.
But this was a different meteor though. Like most meteors, no. Stop it. You're not going to make fun of me tonight.
Emily, I need backup.
Y'all are not going to make fun of me tonight.
Emily. Paging Emily.
This meteor was moving slow. It was a green light in the sky.
Oh, Chuck was there.
Yeah, Chuck was there. There was a meteor. We had just left what do you call that thing? At Bedford. Where were we at?
Oh, Paranormal Nights.
Paranormal Nights.
That was a crazy night.
And we decided to hang out with Lost Souls decided to hang out with us. And we all decided to go just do some little investigating at the bridge. And I looked up and there's just a green light flying through the sky, but it was slow. And then it just boom. And I turned around, I was like, what the hell?
No, that is not how he said it. He yelled.
That's how he said it.
He yelled so loud.
I didn't yell loud. I was like, what?
Emily, help.
I was like, what is that?
No, he yelled so loud. And okay, I'll tell you why.
And so that was my closest thing to the skies that I've ever seen. I was not frightened. I just never seen a green light.
He got excited, but let me tell you guys something. Like I'm weird. So most people, when they get scared, they go, they scream, right? Me, I get mad. If something scares me, like I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, stop it. Like, or if somebody tries to scare me, like I get mad. So when he shouted, I got mad. So he yelled, what the F? And I yelled, what the F is wrong with you? Why are you yelling? Like, oh my God, I jumped. because it scared me. Like the way he yelled.
I didn't
Oh
yell.
my God. Look.
Emily's gonna have your side because y'all are females. Y'all are gonna have each other's. That's not how it went down. You've been investigating with me for a long time. When do I get scared? You've ever seen me scared of the investigation?
Scared? Yeah, at 666.
I was not scared. I'd never seen a green light flying through the sky like that. I don't want to hear that.
Brian, wrong lost souls. This is a paranormal team.
but Brian, to go back to what you said about your dad taking it to the grave, your dad is from a different breed of soldier. The Vietnam era soldier, they will literally take everything to their grave. They'll tell you just a little bit to keep you interested, and everything else is. Well, those soldiers are completely different than anything else. Vietnam and back are, those men right there
built different.
I got the utmost respect for your dad. By the way,
the Vietnam era has the best music in movies.
Believe it or not, the night I met your dad, I believe, was at Phase 2. I believe we played that night I met him. And we had a good little talk ourselves. And that conversation I won't talk about publicly, but we had a nice little military conversation. So God rest his soul, by the way. In the schoolhouse, there was a moment where we all got a little loud laughing at something during EVP session. During playback, we got something just... See, that's the energy that was in the chapel. So it must be something on that ground. I don't know. Larry said in the cemetery. What's up, Larry, by the way? I didn't see you come in. How you doing, brother? Larry's a fellow reenactor, by the way. The cemetery was down the road from where we used to have the Battle of Cuba Station. It's haunted extremely. Yeah, I remember you seeing the pictures of the stuff. Those pictures were paranormal gold, by the way. That was great. Larry's not even an investigator, I don't believe, but the pictures he caught were great. I like those pictures. Those were good pictures. I would love to take a trip your way and visit that cemetery. Me personally, I love a cemetery. I spend a lot of time in there. Wait till Dennis jumps you. Paul,
Dennis has never jumped at us.
I highly recommend anybody who investigates with me, I'm putting this out there publicly, do not jump me or try to scare me during an investigation for your safety. That's not a good idea. I know that's a funny thing that some people do, but for their safety,
please don't. I don't want to.
Don't jump at me or try to scare me during an investigation. That's not a good situation. That is not a good situation for anybody.
Sean had a apparition appear in front of him, and thank God it disappeared just as quickly because he was aiming his fist at one of our team members. So
I promise you, I laugh and joke all the time. Anybody who knows me personally, I have the best personality. I have a lot of control and patience. I don't get mad very easily. I love a good time. I'm very, very easy to get along with. But when something jumps out at me and tries to scare me, I am a veteran myself. I've been through a lot in life. But if somebody jumps and does that jump scare, that playing stuff during an investigation, I'm 6'2".
I'm going to address this one.
Pounds, I hit very hard.
I am going to address this one. So Chuck said the shutter slam at Fairy Plantation. Chuck, that scared every last one of us in that room. Every last one of us. The wind was insane that night. And when the shutter slammed, like we were already hearing like the shutters kind of clap and knock. But when that shutter slammed open, all of us jumped. Every last one of us.
Chuck, going back to that shutter slam. So when stuff happens on an investigation, we're a team of people that some people say I overdo that. And I'll admit there's times where I will over debunk things. But Chuck, Carey, and I walked outside, and there's no way that wind was blowing hard enough to slam a shutter that hard. There's no way. It could have been. It could have been, but it was pretty crazy. Paul.
Yes, Robert.
What did Paul say?
Paul said, I'm a vet too.
What did Robert say? Paul, thank you for your service, brother. And if we ever investigate together, I will not jump you. I will have your 6, brother. I promise you. Robert said reflective strikes. Yes. I won't go.
I want to get on the Bentonville battlefield here. That would be cool.
Well, make it happen and shoot us an invite. We love to join you.
Ozzy said he would have pooped his pants.
I mean, that
Chuck said it happened twice.
I mean, it could have been. Yeah, Paul, we'll get together one day, make something happen, man. You know, we'll definitely make it happen. We're open to investigate. I love to collaborate. That's the main reason why we started the podcast, was just to meet people, talk, and collaborate. And to be honest with you, I learn a lot from people. I learn a lot from a lot of people who have investigated longer than I have taught me a lot. So, anytime you get something you want, an extra team or something like that, hit us up. We'll definitely come join you. But that Shutter Slam, ooh, I got it on video. We all remember that time we scared the chickens and they all jumped at the same time? That's what we look like.
You shot your gun.
Huh?
You shot your gun.
Oh yeah, I shot the gun and all
the chickens bounced. It was funny. That is funny.
That was hilarious. But well, Paul, I appreciate that. We appreciate that tremendously, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I really do. But yeah, the Fairy Plantation is one that I would love to get back to.
Yeah,
I know 2025 is going to be crazy, but there's a lot of places that I will and won't go back to. The will definitely Fairy Plantation. That place. I know there's a lot of traveling we do out of state. Kentucky was a blast.
Yes, we'll be making it back to Kentucky,
definitely be going back to Kentucky. Hello, everyone from Richmond.
Hey, how is your brother?
ASPS is in the house. What's up, Robert?
Frog brother.
We covered it.
And Brian, I cannot freaking find that video. Like, I had it posted. At one point, Facebook took it down for copyright infringement. I reposted it saying I don't own the rights to the music, and it's just gone. Like, it's nowhere to be found. I've tried.
I will say that is the best.
I was so upset.
We've ever played that song. I know this is a paranormal show, and everybody wants to hear the ghost stories, but I got to talk about that. Pull that comment back up for a second, please. Brian, those of y'all who don't know Brian Elder, Brian is like an older brother to me. I call him my big little brother. Brian played guitar for us years ago. And I tell you what, we played On the Hunt by Leonard Skinner in front of a crowd. The only crowd I ever been nervous to play in front of. We were opening for the Steel Woods. Mm-hmm. And I was even nervous making my set list for the show that night. And I was nervous to get on stage because the Steel Woods is probably, and I've played in front of major artists before. I played with Aaron Lewis, David Allen Coe, you name them, Upchurch. We've done it. But the Steel Woods, I didn't know who they were. We got the call to open up for them. And I looked them up and I was like, man, I'm actually nervous about this. People came in from Ohio, West Virginia, like all across the country. And that was the only crowd I was nervous to play in front of. And when we went into On the Hunt, it was like the crowd just was sucked into our show that night. And that was probably the best we've ever played that song publicly. With Brian and LT on guitar together, that was just that. And I cannot find that video to save my life. That was a great show, Brian. Fairy Plantation, where they turn the lights on at night.
We didn't have any lights cut on. For us when we were there. Fairy Plantation, it's Ferry if you're Googling it. It's ferry like a boat plantation, and it's in Virginia Beach. We didn't have any lights cut on or off, but we had some crazy activity that night, like music box activity, batteries draining.
That was the only night where I believe it in the REM pod.
K2 spikes. It was crazy. And Robert said hi from down under, by the way. So you're in Australia? I want to go meet a kangaroo. Those are in Australia, right?
I really want to go to Australia. Yes.
I want to go to Australia.
For the longest time, that's where my biggest following in music was in Australia. I would love to go
They
to
bring
Australia.
the spirit. They be in the spirits. Yes. Yeah, I gathered that one. I didn't have any lights cut on. That would have been cool, though. Frog Brother number 2. I'm sitting here in the parking lot waiting for AAA. Wife had an accident. All is well. Oh my God. I hope she's okay. I hope everything's okay. I don't like hearing that, but thanks for tuning in while waiting for AAA.
Yeah, and we will all
The fog is really bad for those in Central Virginia.
We're all praying for your wife,
Yes.
by the way, Robert.
I don't, God, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, we are all sending positive vibes y'all's way. We are.
Central Queensland got roos in the side yard, but oh my God, they just come in your yard?
I'm jealous now.
Yeah, but okay, wait a minute. I got so many questions. Robert, I've seen videos where kangaroos will fight you like legit hand-to-hand combat. Is that true?
I'm not fighting a kangaroo. I'll fight anything, but I'm not fighting a kangaroo or snake. Two things.
If I go outside and you're fighting a kangaroo, I will be
win.
no more good.
I did see a video where dudes punched the hell out of a kangaroo.
Paul said in North Carolina it's been foggy. Yeah, foggy is fog, vehicles, and non-driving people here in Virginia. Robert said we don't approach these ones. I see videos like online where they're like putting dogs in headlocks and like the owners are going to bat. Now, if a kangaroo gets to hold of my dogs and puts it in a headlock, I'm going to go to bat for my dogs.
I want to see a kangaroo catch phoenix.
But I would go to bat for my dogs. I might be on the losing end, but I would definitely. But some of these kangaroos on these videos are jacked up. Like they take steroids every morning or something. They're like, they go to the gym. And then I feel like they're talking shit.
I might have one less dog, man.
I do. I feel like
my aim's pretty good.
I feel like kangaroos talk shit. Like, do you even lift, bro? Emily said it's very foggy in North Carolina where she's at too. Yeah, this weather's weird for December.
I miss Lost Souls, man. For a while, we were seeing them like every week.
We're going to see Lost Souls.
Hopefully we'll see them soon. Yes. Where's another place that's been very interesting that we've been to? I know we go to Gettysburg. Rainworth was very interesting.
Yeah.
Rainworth, you know.
Now, we have not investigated Old City Cemetery since October, y'all. Yeah. So I cannot wait for this weekend to see if there's a change where we kind of like gave it a break. And we do have to wrap it up because we're getting ready to jump on the freaking awesome paranormal show. But they look like reindeer that have gone to prison and come out as roos. That's funny. Great big rats roos are. Great big rat. Are they in the rat family? What is a marsupial? Is that a rat?
A marsupial is something that carries in front of them, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Old City Cemetery, those of you who don't know about it, we're going to touch on that before we get off. It's where we host, and it's our location. Those of you teams who are interested, let us know. But it's not just a cemetery. It's actually a museum. It's got several buildings on the location, original buildings that have been around since the 1800s. The location itself is 200 years old. Y'all, so take a weekend and gone together.
We might just do that, Emily,
y'all are more.
Emily,
when we do our weekend, we'd love to have y'all join us. But Old City Cemeteries is it's been a great location for us. Our evidence that we have gotten, ASPS has been there with us and has gotten great information. Not great information, great evidence. Also, FPRI has come and got some decent evidence. We haven't really broadcasted really as a location because we just got permission to.
Did you say Lost Souls? Lost Souls been out there too.
Lost Souls, I was getting there. Lost Souls has gotten good evidence there. Middletown has been there as well. Several teams have been out there and have gotten evidence from that place. I believe FPRI has one hell of an EVP from there. Dr. Terrell had a Civil War hospital that's on the site, and you know, he was in the museum of the location and pulled out his recorder. And
oh yes,
when they asked what Shadows Abound was there, yes. And when John Sullivan asked, you know, what doctors in the house, what doctors in the building, he got a voice clear as day that said Terrell. And I thought that was, you know, one of the craziest EVPs that I've gotten or that I've heard come out of there. I haven't done many EVPs there. I'm excited to try getting EVPs there. I just started doing more EVPs in my investigations than I have in the past. So I'm excited about this weekend as well.
Yeah, for sure.
We've investigated that location many, many, many times and have gotten incredible evidence from there. So this weekend we're hosting a public. Feel free to jump on it. Our ticket link is on our page. if you're interested as a team coming down, hit us up. We'll talk about that as well. But Old City Cemetery, again, it's not just your average cemetery with just tombstone. It's a museum. It's got several buildings that's been around, a chapel that's really active with a columbarium underneath of it where people are buried underneath, and you can actually investigate that as well. This weekend, we'll probably stay more towards the buildings with heat because it's supposed to be cold and rainy. So we probably won't be roaming the cemetery as much. We'll probably be in the buildings with the heat, unless you want to be cold, and we can arrange that as well. But you got anything else about Old City?
I don't have anything else about Old City. I just say come out and check it out for yourself. Like Sean said, if you're interested in booking a private for just your team, let us know. Shoot us a message, and yeah, about it. Hop on over to the freaking awesome Paranormal Show. Streams live on Facebook in about 4 minutes. Until next Tuesday, y'all. Who do we have next Tuesday? Do I have somebody next Tuesday?
Yeah, who's next? Yeah, you do, I believe.
I do. Next Tuesday, guys, we will be welcoming Sean Austin to our show. Super excited. That's going to be a great paranormal talk. He's going to talk about his new app. And he's also been to several pretty awesome locations here recently. So
his new app's pretty decent, by the way.
Yes, I've used it.
I'm not huge on phone apps, but it's pretty decent.
Yep. So 8 p.m. next Tuesday, live right here, Facebook, StreamYard, YouTube, wherever you feel like tuning in. Robert, if you're still in here, Robert Odell, Frog Brother number 2, definitely praying for you and your wife. I hope everything is okay. And then until we see you next Tuesday, y'all, we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
See you later.